All right. Today we are going to be building some nukers. Rebuilding nukers, really. The nukers that I'm working on have already been built. I am just trying to take advantage of the free gear removal and seeing if I can get any of my champions better. Now, one of the better builds on my account is Marius, and I've already tried to put him into the optimizer, see if I can get anything better out of him. I am struggling to do so because he's already built pretty well, and I know that it's going to be hard to beat this, but I'm going to try. So far I have tried Stone Skin with Lethal, and I've tried Stone Skin with Savage. So all that's left is Stone Skin with Merciless, I guess. But he needs Stone Skin. I don't pretty much, well, almost every champion that I use in Arena has Stone Skin because I know that there's just way too many players out there that are faster than me. And so if I don't have Stone Skin, I don't stand a chance. I need to find the Merciless. I don't have the best Merciless gear in the world, so probably won't work out, but I am trying it. And we'll see. Unfortunately, this just takes a long time. You can try all the variables, see if you can come up with something better than what you have. One champion at a time. Yeah, I can't find anything better for Marius, and that's not incredibly surprising. Not really surprising at all. Let me just make sure. I'm going to try it with like super low stats. See if. Just make sure that things are even working. Let's see. Sets. Let's throw in Lethal. Savage is already in there. I just make sure that this thing is working before I waste all my time. Welcome to the chat. We are building some nukers today. Just gonna see if I can improve any of my favorite nukers on my account. Mainly focusing on my arena champions and my Hydra champions. I would say my Chimera champions, but it's just Marius. Marius is my nuker, my main nuker for so much content in this game. All right. So it's working. Let's see. Oh, why? Why? Oh, that's weird. That was including all kinds of crazy sets. I don't want that. All right, I don't think we're going to find anything better for Marius in particular. So we're going to move on to White King. Some of these champions, I'm really going to struggle to find anything, even a slight improvement, because I know my gear pretty well, but I think once we get to the Hydra champions, maybe we'll have some room for improvement there, but it is going to honestly be difficult. to improve a lot of my arena champions. Let's see, I'm going to work on White King. Now, he is going to work just fine with lethal or savage or merciless. We just want him nice and tanky. I wouldn't mind getting him a little bit faster. He could even hit a little bit harder. We don't worry too much about the resistance. Definitely don't need the accuracy. HP is the most important thing here. So let's see. Want to optimize him. Got the optimizer off screen on my other monitor. Let's see, what do I want for White King? He needs at least, let's say, 110,000 HP. Obviously, I want it higher. Defense, I'm going to say at least 3,500. Higher the better. I'd like to get him faster, if at all possible. Obviously, he's going to need maxed out crit rate. His crit rate's okay at 333. Wouldn't mind it if we got higher there. All right, and then let's see. We want crit damage gloves for sure. We want HP percent chest piece for sure. And either HP percent or speed boots. Want HP ring, crit damage amulet, and an HP banner. And then sets. He's going to be good. I mean, we'll start out seeing if we can improve the lethal with the stone skin. And if not lethal, then we'll try out savage or merciless. And I run it through the optimizer. How are you guys doing tonight? Are you rebuilding champions like I am? If so, how's that going? Let's see. I need to prioritize his HP, then his crit damage, then his speed. Probably something like that. All right. What are you guys working on in the game? I already completed the current event tournament as far as the demon Slayer Titan event points. I only need 210 more. I'm just about halfway done through the Fire Knight. Okay, nothing better for the White King out of lethal, but maybe we try something with savage. Or with merciless. See if we can improve these champions at all tonight. Just have to wait every single time for this optimizer to do its thinking. Not going great. What happens if I take away the sets? Do I have to hit add set? All right, what if I take down his requirements a little bit? I'm still kind of learning the optimizer. I don't use it too much. Just when these monthly free gear removals come around. Hmm. All right. I was doing this all wrong. That explains a lot. All right. Well, that's better. Let's see if that helps me out. Maybe I needed to do that. I'm gonna reload the optimizer. See if that helps out. And we'll try this again. Hmm. Okay. This optimizer is a lot of grunt work. You just paid for it? I don't even know what it costs. I've never even looked into it. I just use it when it's free. Uh I haven't used it a lot. I think the best thing that I've used it for is just finding team ideas. Um like for dungeons and stuff, or even for like clan boss. I do have difficulty finding what I'm trying to do right now, which is finding the best gear sets. I feel like I always run into this problem. I can't figure out how to get the best gear on my champions using the optimizer. I found some really good teams using the optimizer, but I'm struggling here. I might have to do this just the old fashioned way by looking at everything myself. I'm trying to use the GPU optimizer. Oh, maybe I can't. Maybe I can't do the GMU. Maybe I don't have a good enough NVIDIA card or something. So I'm going to go back to the brute force and see if I can figure this out one more time. If I can't figure this out and get some decent sets out of it, I'll just do it the old fashioned way. All right, one more time. Let's try to get 100,000 HP, 3,000 defense. These are just like minimums. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's common. I don't know if I know some people use it for their gear. Like I've seen like Cruisen use it. See, 230 speed, 100 crit rate. I'm trying to give it bare minimums so that I can get some sort of feedback here. Just doesn't seem to want to do anything special for me. Yeah, definitely want stone skin, 4-piece. All right, one chance to optimize it. Come on. All right, at least it's working again. We'll see if it returns any ideas for me. If not, I'll just figure it out myself. It's not really that hard to figure out how to build a champion, but it would be nice to be able to mid-max things a little bit better, you know? All right, I'm not getting anything out of that. So we're going to build champions the normal way. I do find the optimizer great for, like, I'll show you. I found my Sand Devil team a month or two ago. I found this team through the optimizer. Basically just copy the stats and it worked great. But I've never really been able to figure out how to build champions that way. Yeah, some people are better at technology than me, I guess. I'd never really used RLS Helper very much either. I tried like once and it just kind of slowed my computer down too much. All right, so we are looking for good HP, good damage, and we're going to go into the fitting room, and we are going to include everything that is equipped. The number one thing that we want is we want stone skin and we want damage. So we'll look for the ring first. And what is the best stone skin HP ring available? I don't want to roll up too much gear. My silver has been lacking, but if I had hit like a whole bunch of HP or something on something, I would try it. Let's see. That is not a better piece either. Okay, so now we can't really improve on this because I mean, unless I got like a whole bunch of HP here, but we've already got the extra crit damage. So there's no real reason to replace that. I guess the best thing that we could do is check the banner, see if we can find something that has really high speed on it. That would be nice. I mean, we could get a little bit faster, potentially. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. I don't want to sacrifice HP just for a little bit of speed. If we got a whole bunch more speed, that would be fine. Little bit of speed's not going to be good enough. So I don't really see anything here that's really helping out. Unfortunately. Unless we hit a whole bunch of speed on something. None of those even have speed. All right. So I don't think we're really going to be able to improve. I don't think we're going to be able to improve our accessories. But let's take a look at the rest of the gear. So currently, I have lethal gloves. We want to include equipped because I will steal from anybody, pretty much anybody on the entire account to make my best arena champions better. Like I can rebuild a dungeon champion. I can rebuild a faction war champion. But I want to focus all my best gear on live arena first and then Hydra. So what can we improve? Currently he's got a triple roll of HP percentage along with some crit rate and crit damage. That's a pretty good glove for him. That's going to be hard to beat. It's going to be really hard to beat. I don't foresee us overtaking that particular glove for that for this particular champion. But we'll just go through them and check. It is better to have extra crit damage than to have HP percentage on the glove. So just looking for anything with crit damage. Nope, that's not going to be better. And then we will double check stone skin as well for the same stuff. I mean, it's already just about the perfect glove. Unless we were able to get more crit rate or something somewhere. That's a pretty good glove, though, so I don't really see us overtaking that. All right, so HP percentage on the chest piece. And we definitely want speed and crit rate. Crit damage would be nice. Okay, so he's currently in lethal. HP plus HP plus a bunch of crit rate and a little bit of speed. That's pretty good. This is going to be difficult to overcome this. Okay. This has a little less speed, a little less crit rate. Very similar piece, but not quite as good. This one has less speed, less crit rate. Not a bad piece, though. Doesn't hit there. So we're definitely not going to improve that out of lethal. And this isn't better either. So far we're not having any luck really improving the team. We'll take a look at speed or HP percent boots. And hopefully they have some crit rate on them. Crit damage would be nice as well. HP percentage would be nice as well. He's currently in stone skin boots, but we can take a look at lethal as well. He is currently speed with speed. See, we have an attack roll on here. Not the best HP percentage. Not the best crit damage. This could definitely improve, although the speed with speed is important. And it's got a good amount of crit rate. So can we improve it at all? This is not better HP percentage. A little bit better defense, but his defense is currently okay. That's speed with defense percent. The HP would go up. The speed would go down, unfortunately. HP would go up. Speed would go down an insane amount. It would take a lot to replace speed boots with HP boots. It'd have to hit like triple or quad speed on it. That's not going to work. That's already taken by Marius. Would be decent, though. Not really better for us. Yeah, we're holding on to our siege win. It's looking good. They took down our stronghold, but we took it on down. Theirs down faster. We've taken down more of their different posts and stuff. So I think we're gonna win. But it's a German clan, so they could be awake when it's like 4 a.m. here when it resets. Oh, no. Okay, I was looking at that wrong. Okay, I'm gonna check out the lethal boots, see if they happen to be any better. And then we could always check to see if we could replace something else with stone skin. This is on Newt. This is actually really good. But it would make us slower. We're already kind of on the slow side. The crit damage would be real nice to add. The HP we could take care of. It wouldn't be a terrible choice, but I really don't want to lose the speed. In fact, I'm going to look at speed stuff first. That's not really helping us. No. No. Yeah, I don't see anything there helping us either. So, unfortunately, I mean, this champion's pretty hard to improve upon because I already threw on what I consider to be the best gear for him. I'm just kind of checking to see if I got anything better in lethal or stone skin on the top pieces now. So, on the top pieces, I'm just looking. I want to see if anything has speed, crit rate, crit damage. And it needs to improve upon what I already have. So let's actually do it one piece at a time if we can. All right, stone skin. Would this be better? It could be faster. The crit damage would go down a little bit. The HP would be about the same. I mean, it would be kind of nice to... I really don't want to waste the silver, but this could be a really good piece. That's a really good piece. So we would gain a full bunch of crit rate that we could lose on another piece. We would improve speed pretty easily. Just throw on like a little bit of speed there. Come on. Okay, so now it would make us a little bit faster. And I could throw on a better glyph on that someday. The crit damage would go down, so we would have to find more crit damage on one of the other pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try it on and just see if we can find something better for the other pieces. But let me double check these pieces first. Whew. That's kind of nice right there on Oboro. It would probably lose too much crit rate. I'd have to make up for that if I did that for some reason. That's actually a pretty good piece on Carnage there. That would actually improve the build itself. Let's see, anything else very good? This would be decent. Because I could add quite a bit of speed here, but you know what? That wouldn't be bad. Definitely some options here on the lethal pieces, but that would complicate my build a little bit. All right, so forget about that. We're going to check out the lethal pieces for the helmet and the shield and see if we can lose some crit rate, gain some crit damage. What do I currently have on him? Guess I can't tell. Weird. All right. So this would get us much faster. It'd get back the crit damage, lose the crit rate, lose some HP. That's an option. I don't want to lose any more crit damage. This would be a lot more crit damage and some speed. I would lose a little bit of HP. I don't really want to lose HP if I don't have to. But it would be faster with more crit damage. Lose too much speed with that one. Let's see, I would add speed. What would this do overall? Overall, I would lose a couple thousand HP. I could probably make up a lot of that with glyphs and enchanting and all that stuff and ascending. I would be 9 faster and I would only lose 2 crit damage. That's pretty interesting just from those 2 changes. Any other options here? This would be 1 faster. The crit damage would go down, the HP would go down. I don't like that much crit or HP loss. Not as good. I know, that's pretty interesting of a build. So if I were to replace these 2 pieces, I would only lose 2 crit damage, but I would go 9 faster. That's pretty significant. I can get some HP back here. Pretty good. And possibly here. No, that's attack. Let's try 1 rework. There we go. And suddenly we get all of our HP back. Or most of it. Okay, that's pretty good. So I am definitely going to have to rebuild Carnage next. Because I'm going to be stealing his helmet. But I just got my White King 9 speed faster. With the opportunity for some extra growth as well. Because both of these could get higher glyphs. That's pretty crazy. That's a really good piece. 24% crit rate with speed and HP. I mean, if those HP percentage, it would basically be a perfect piece. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We have made an upgrade on a champion. You asked about our siege. So let's check in on our siege. We have 4-star silver, as is our opponent. It's actually it's been a pretty good matchup. When I woke up yesterday, we were off to a real slow start, but we made a nice comeback. If you look at our battle report, we have defended 10 more spots than them, and our victories have been a lot faster. So they have some real slow wins. You got to really take that into consideration in these close matchups, because if for some reason you're tied, that is the tiebreaker. I don't know how often that has actually happened, but it looks like we're in line for the win. It's not guaranteed. Maybe they have a bunch of attacks left. I kind of doubt it, but you just never know. They do have some good teams, but I think that they have probably used them up. So I'm not too concerned. I think we're going to win. I've already got Empress coming to me when we've got personal CVC next week. So Siege is pretty much all about getting the gear for the most part. And let's see. Not the most exciting Forge pass we've ever had. I don't really use that gear set. It's not bad. It's just not really something that I look to use. Okay, so now I need to fix my carnage. Obviously, the easy thing to do is be just finding another piece of lethal, something similar. But we'll go ahead and take a look at his entire uh, gear and see if we can do anything better. He needs attack and accuracy. Attack accuracy, and if I can get him a little bit faster, that would be real nice. My carnage is, quite frankly, way too slow. Let's see here. So I'm just gonna start it off by putting some gear back on him. Speed, crit rate. We'll start there. He needs 14 crit rate, so that's kind of gonna limit our options. Crit rate high. We got 19 there. We got 19 there with 11 speed. 18 there. That's probably the piece that I took off of White King. Okay. We will roll this up. See how it hits. We got attack, crit rate, speed. I mean, that would be a good piece. Lots of good options. You actually don't need a ton of crit rate, but let's just go with the fastest one for now. We'll tinker around with this a little bit. So his current stats in his base form, 5,500 attack, 229 speed, 228, 268 crit damage. So I can take away some crit rate somewhere and hopefully add some speed, some attack, some accuracy. Let's see what we can figure out. So first of all, let's check our crit damage, amulets, see if anything special comes out. Nothing really there. Okay, I don't see anything that's really going to help us there. How about our rings? We want probably attack. Well, what we really want is the most attack available. Maybe feral, because then I'll get some accuracy out of it. Yeah. Looks like I would lose a lot of attack. What's going on here? Oh, I've got a triple roll of attack. So I would lose out on a ton of attack if I went with a feral ring. Unless that hit at least one more roll, but I don't really want to roll that up. I don't have a ton of silver right now. How about pinpoint? Get me 20 accuracy. Still not really worth it. I think I gotta stick to this piece. Just because it's got so much attack, I'm kind of relying on it for quite a bit of attack. 5 bronze. That's all right. Bronze, silver. None of that really matters. I don't think anybody's bragging about the stars they have in their clan. I haven't heard one person talk about it since it was released, basically. All right, so we've got accuracy here. It would be really nice if I got an accuracy piece with some actual speed on it. Does that exist on my account? It's not looking like it. Let's see. Speed high. I mean, I'm losing a lot of stats if I'm trying something like this. Not getting a whole lot of speed out of it anywhere. Unless I stole from Prince Kaimar. I don't particularly want to steal from my Prince Kaimar. He's... Well, maybe. Like, I don't really know. I don't use Kaimar in any kind of arena situation anymore. Does he really need the best accuracy piece in the demon spawn? I don't know if he does anymore. I mean, I definitely use him in a lot of places, but he could probably deal without that. I kind of think he could. So let's do fitting room. Let's try that on and then go back here and see what we had in Stone Skin. Okay, what would this do? Our attack would go down by 1,000, but our speed would go up by 30, and the accuracy would go unchanged. I would love to get that speed, but that is a hefty price to pay on the attack. I just don't think I can afford it. It's tough. It's tough to build Carnage. You need everything for him. Everything. Okay. Let's try out our crit damage gloves. We would like some speed. We would like some attack percentage. What do we have here? Speed, accuracy, attack. And how many times have I reworked this? Let's hit some crit damage. Come on. Crit rate. Not too bad. I can work with crit rate. I prefer crit damage, but I will take crit rate. Let me just go ahead and take all that crit rate. That makes us a little bit faster. We don't lose too much attack. In fact, we'd probably gain some attack. Let's throw on a little bit of speed, a little bit of accuracy, a little bit of attack, just to try things out. And what does that give us? That would give us an extra 5 speed, some extra crit rate. We would lose the crit damage, though. Can we find the crit damage somewhere else? Hopefully. We'll have to see. So that's an option. We need to go to fitting room before we do anything dumb. Okay. And then we can move to the chess piece. We want either attack percentage or accuracy. I probably prefer the attack percentage, to be honest. And we go to lethal. Or we can check out Stone Skin. See what kind of options we have available. We don't have any Stone Skin with attack percentage and speed. That's insane. All right, what do we have here? We have attack with attack. That would be crazy good. We would gain so much attack, but we would lose some serious accuracy. I must have had an accuracy piece here. Okay. Am I willing to sacrifice that kind of accuracy for that kind of attack? That would be tough. Are we getting anything else? I mean, that is definitely an option. What is the most important thing for Carnage? The accuracy or the attack? It's kind of important that he has some accuracy, unfortunately. So we probably need to check out the accuracy pieces. Not a lot of options here. That rolled terribly. Terribly awful rolls. Don't like that piece at all. How about the stone skin? That's not great. Not really helpful. That could be faster with some glyphing, but still not great. Still not great. Not looking good here. So now we definitely want speed boots. Crit rate, accuracy would be great. And we're looking at lethal, or is there not any stone skin that fits that requirement? That's ridiculous. That's a pretty good piece. We would keep our speed, get a bunch of crit damage, get some accuracy out of it. That's not bad. I'd have to find another stone skin piece. That's possible. And can we re-roll this? Try one time. Speed, yes, sir. Okay, that's actually great. There goes all my oils. And add a little bit of accuracy, please. Or freeze. Oh, okay. So what we'll have to do once the game wakes up is we'll have to add, okay. Try that on. That adds 70 accuracy, 17 speed, and we've only lost 2 crit damage. Our attack has gone down a little bit, unfortunately. Maybe that offers me the chance to go back and add that attack chess piece. Where was that? Not that. Attack percentage. That's not it. No, where was I? This piece? So we would lose that. So this would leave us with more attack than we started, more speed, and about the same crit damage and a little bit more accuracy. I kind of like that. And we would just need to find an extra stone skin piece for one of the top pieces. And we would definitely want speed, crit rate, crit damage, accuracy. If we got all that, that would be insane. We've only got a couple options there. That would take away too much crit rate. Woo, that is so close to being great. Not quite. All right, we'll have to see what we can get. All right, so let's look for the fastest piece that isn't taken. We would lose too much crit rate. We can't really lose any more crit rate, unfortunately. So we need to high prioritize crit rate as well. Okay, this would lose too much still. That's not bad. That's not a bad option. This would improve overall. Our attack by 200, our speed by 11, our crit damage by 4, our accuracy by 5. That's definitely a good option. And so I'm just going to focus on the shields, see if there are any other better options. Probably not. We cannot lose any crit rate at this point. How's everybody doing tonight? Let me know if you are rebuilding champions or what you're working on in the game. I am taking advantage of the free gear removal and trying to improve all of my best nukers, starting with my arena champions, and then I will be working on my Hydra champions after that. All right, I think that is a really good start. Now I just want to double check to make sure I can't improve my lethal pieces for the weapon and the helmet. I can't lose any crit rate, and I don't want to lose any speed. In fact, I don't really want to lose any stats at this point. I probably already have the perfect piece for him. Hello to my wife who has joined the chat. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with Curse City for this rotation. I might be able to attack a couple more little things. You need 7 more ascension points. For what shard thing are you talking about? There's so much going on in the game, I don't even know. Are you talking about the Ascension tournament? Because I'm skipping that one. I just don't have... I can't do every little thing in the... There's too much going on in the game right now. Too many tournaments happening. Okay. I'm just going to see if anything like improves everything. That's not bad, because I can glyph that. If I glyph that even a little, that's going to make me faster, right? Where is that piece? Where am I? Be 1 faster compared to this. And it would be 6 star. Can I ascend it? Sand Devil, yeah. I wish that I had the energy for Sand Devil right now. I need to run Sand Devil and Phantom, but I also need to run Fire Knight. And then I think that there's an Ice Golem tournament coming up. I just can't do it all. I'll probably end up running, maybe during personal CVC, I might do Sand Devil and Shogun, or just wait to the next tournament. I just can't keep up right now. So let's see. That would be a slightly better piece. I would lose some HP, but I would be one faster with a potential for more. Anything else decent out there? All right. And then let me double check the weapons. I can now lose 1 crit rate. Not much to spare there. Yeah, nothing else is going to work there. Okay, so here is going to be the improvement. If I didn't screw anything up. What is this piece? That's lethal. That's a problem. That's a problem. We need another stone skin piece. One of these needs to be stone skin. All right. We shot ourselves in the foot. What can we do? That is an option. That's an option. Let's do that. That's worse. Okay, we almost screwed up real bad. We almost did it. All right. So after all that work, we get an extra 4 speed, an extra 9 crit damage, another 5 accuracy, and another 234 attack. And we will ascend a couple things. And when personal CVC comes around, I will probably enchant some more things. I don't know what my glyphs are looking like here. Oh, we can get some more speed. I would not use one of these big glyphs until CVC comes around, but they are awfully enticing. For now, I'll try to get something decent here with a 5-star. Welcome into chat. I am trying to improve my nukers here. Okay, so we got some extra speed. So now he is up to 238 speed. Still not insanely fast. I would like to improve that quite a bit, but his attack is up to 5,700. His crit damage went up a little. His accuracy went up a little. Honestly, this build is still not good enough. I'm just a little indecisive. I want him to have accuracy, but I also want him to do some damage because of the team that I use him with. It's hard to get everything, but he's better now. He's not insane, but he is better now. Marius, I don't think I can improve on my Marius, but we can try. We can try something different. He's currently in 5 pieces of stone skin, 4 pieces of Slayer. It would be really, really, really hard to improve upon this. Really hard. Okay. I just want to see if anything kind of sticks out immediately. Not a great stone skin piece. No merciless. Starting off pretty slow here. What about crit damage? What do we have available to us? Do have some stone skin available. If like we hit a whole bunch of accuracy, we don't. I mean, how can I possibly improve upon this build? Only if I got something insane from stone skin, basically. I don't know the last time that we had a Slayer. What do you call this? A Slayer pass? Slayer Forge pass. I don't know the last time we had one. I've never bought a Forge pass. Probably could help me if I did buy a Slayer Forge pass. Possibly. Marius is possibly the best champion in the game. Let's see here. Can we improve our defense percent chest piece with stone skin? Let's see what we can do. We want speed and crit rate. That leaves one piece that is potentially faster, more accuracy. We would lose the defense. We'd have to possibly change that out. We would lose too much crit rate, though, and where are we going to find that kind of crit rate? Very difficult to replace that piece. The problem with my Marius is all my pieces fit like perfectly together to make a very good build. So it's very difficult to replace it with anything else. Speed, crit rate, crit damage, accuracy. Does anything like that exist? Equipped. Stone skin. This would be way slower. This would be way slower. All right, that's asking a lot. Let's just do speed and crit rate and see what shows up. Can we improve anything? Priority stats. I'm pretty sure that I need high crit rate on everything here. Not that last piece so much. All right. This would be way slower. This would be way slower. Slower. I mean, I pretty much already have my best pieces on him, so it's very difficult to make him better. That would add some significant crit damage, but we would lose accuracy. And he's already kind of low on accuracy. That's very close to being a great piece. It would need the accuracy. That's too slow. I just need something that's going to improve him. Very difficult. Too slow. Yeah, that's not really surprising at all. I don't think that I have changed out a piece of my Marius in the last 6 months. I don't remember when I got him. Maybe 9 months ago. I don't know. Pretty much he has stayed the same for a very long time. It's just very difficult to improve upon what I have. I mean, maybe if I got a bunch of stone skin accessories, I could then put him into savage or lethal instead of the slayer gear that I happen to have, but that would be difficult to even improve upon that. So really it's basically unless I get stone skin pieces that happen to be better somehow. And that doesn't really happen. I think I forgot to check the boots. Yeah. Nothing there. Not a big surprise. So our Narcisse is a little bit better. It's a little bit harder, a little bit faster. Carnage is a little bit better, a little bit faster, hits a little harder with a little more accuracy. What's next? How about Volcanos? This guy is so fun. I don't feel like my build is the best build in the whole world for him. So let's see if we can improve it. Volcanos Fumor is a defensive based champion that doesn't actually need accuracy as long as he has other demon spawn on the team. I do have a Wanda submission on him that adds some HP and speed. Incinerate is necessary for him. I am trying to buy more stars for his blessing because I don't think I've ever pulled a soul for him. I think I have had to buy him 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star. It is very expensive, but I would like to get him to 6 star to get him that extra speed. But at least he already has the crit damage. So I currently have him in Savage and Stone Skin. And then one piece of Merciless. Just because. Not because of the attack, just because it happens to be a piece that fit him pretty well with the speed and the defense. Um, honestly, I could probably replace this with defense boots, but he's already really slow, and I do like him to be able to go eventually. Maybe if I got some defense boots with like insane speed rolls, it's a possibility. Speed high, and we also need some crit rate boots. We'll lose 39 speed. How about here? No, no. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We'd actually gain crit rate. We would lose crit damage. It would gain considerable defense. Here goes my silver again. And there goes most of my oils. But if I do this, maybe I can get him into lethal gear instead of savage. It's a little bit easier to build in lethal, I think, because you get that crit rate bonus. There we go. So let's see, we would lose 10 speed, but we gain 600 defense, lose a little bit of crit damage. All right, let's go fitting room. Wait, fitting room. Let's try that. Let's try to see if we can get him into lethal instead of savage. It's okay if we can't. Let's see. Let's get him into defense chest piece. Speed, crit rate, crit damage would be nice. Actually, speed's not that important, but a little bit. Could still steal this from Newt if we wanted to, but I don't think we really need to. Let's take away the speed. See what else we get. Can we get a defense percentage, please? Flat defense, not the best. Let's see, we would lose a little bit of crit rate, a little bit of crit damage, gain some speed. That's not really what we're looking for. Gain a little crit damage. Gain a little more. Let's enchant that just a little. Is that really helping us? I don't know. Let's try it. All right, now crit damage, crit rate, and let's see what we have available to us. Defense percentage would also be good. Not great. Lose a lot of crit rate there. That's pretty good. Really. I think I'd rather try that one. Okay, at this point, we just need one more piece of lethal and one more piece of stone skin and then something else. And we're going to look up top for that. I prefer some speed, some crit rate, some crit damage, defense percent would be nice if we can find it. This piece looks really good, but we are losing too much crit rate at this point. We need more crit rate. That's pretty good. Lose some speed. Which one's better? Probably that one. And then up here. Okay, let's take out the defense percent. We need a piece of lethal. Who do we steal from? That'd be helpful from Oboro. We're going to have to rebuild Oboro anyway. Let's get the highest crit rate available. Hey, we could steal from you, no problem. But we're not getting much there. Get a lot of crit rate from that. Lose a lot of speed. Problem is, this build's not really looking any better for us. We're getting a little bit of crit damage. We're losing a ton of speed for a little bit of crit damage. I guess here we would just look for the most speed and crit damage available. This could be anywhere on my account. We just want the most speed. Can we get something with a ton of speed, a ton of crit rate, ton of crit damage? Pretty tough. The problem with this build is it doesn't really improve the build overall. That's not really going to work. So what I'm going to do is take off all these new pieces. And see if I can just improve the savage gear that I already have on while leaving on this lethal piece. Because with this lethal piece on, I would lose a little bit of speed, but I would gain a ton of defense, which is good for him. So this time, we're just looking at savage. Crit damage. And let's see what savage pieces we have available to us. And just see if we can improve piece by piece. See what happens here. Clearly we can't lose a whole bunch of crit rate. All right. That would gain some speed, but lose a lot of crit. Don't really want to take that off. That's worse. That's worse. That's worse. Don't think that we are improving upon the gloves. I think we already have the best Savage gloves available to him. And then up top, we're going to look for crit rate, crit damage. We're just going to look for the most crit damage available for our Savage gear and see if anything improves our build. Slower with more crit rate and crit damage. I don't really want to go a whole lot slower. We're already pretty slow. It'd be nice if I actually went faster. I can actually sacrifice a little bit of crit rate, but I don't really want to sacrifice the speed if I don't have to. Might be difficult. I could swap with Seer. I would lose defense. Too slow. Now that's not bad. I can add a little speed to that. That would add some crit rate, add some crit damage. Then I could lose some crit rate somewhere else and add some more crit damage. That's a possibility. Too slow. Okay. Don't want to take that. Not seeing a whole lot of difference on these pieces. That would hurt my Seer more than it would help Volcanos. So basically, we could change out two pieces. Our HP would stay about the same. Our defense would go up a couple hundred. Our speed would go down 12. Our crit damage would go down 6. That's not really significantly better. Not really. Not seeing a lot of room for improvement here. I don't think this really makes us better. Going a little bit slower for a little bit more defense. I don't like it. I think that Volcano stays as he is for now. And we just hope that we get better pieces along the way somewhere. Let me just check all of my speed pieces that have crit rate and crit damage, because we don't need this to be merciless. So we can just check to see if these random pieces make the build better for some reason. Anything's possible. We can only afford to lose 3 crit rate. That piece is kind of crazy, actually, for somebody. This might actually be good, because I can improve the defense here. What does that do? Defense the same, crit rate the same, crit damage the same. HP would actually be about the same. The attack doesn't matter, so this actually completely improves. We have improved our Volcano's few more by this much. 1 extra crit damage for all that work. 1 extra crit damage percent for everything that we did here. We also got some more accuracy, which he does not need. So that's something. I don't really know if I should have put that piece on him, but 1% better. 1%. And I believe that finishes off our gear enhancement event, as I waste all of my silver. Get 1 chaos ore out of it. Welcome in, everybody watching. Thanks for joining. We are rebuilding some nukers. Let me know what you are up to in the game. What do you have to say, gnomes? Put the new dwarf guy in my faction war dwarf team, and my stage 21 run went from 6 minutes to 2. Dolan is good. In fact, he is one of the champions I'm going to be rebuilding. He's going to be real good when I get the 5-star. I think he's not as good as Thor, but kind of sort of close. We'll see how he does when he gets fully booked and 5-star ascended. We'll find out. I will try him out again when that happens. We already stole a piece from him tonight, though. So, who is next? So far, we have done Carnage. Marius got no upgrades. White King's a little bit better. And Volcanos. So I actually made a list on stream last night. Let me find my Google Sheets and see who I want to work on next. Unfortunately, we have 4 days to work on this stuff. I'm going to need it. All right. We got Carnage, Marius, White King. How about Calvalax? No, not Calvalax. What am I talking about? What was I just looking at? Nishak. Nishak Vermin Lord. I have been using him more in Live Arena again. Thanks to the addition of Lamasu on my account. My Nishak was always way too slow. But, he would always work with Arbiter, of course. But then if Arbiter got banned, and she would, then basically my Nishak was out of luck. But with the addition of Lamasu, if I have Lamasu and Arbiter and Nishak all chosen, then even if the other team has a good speed lead, like Siffy or Sushen or something, I can still use him. So he is in my Live Arena rotation once again, but I would like to make him better. Because I still don't think he's built that insanely well. He's okay. He currently has 6,000 attack, 290 speed. We're not worrying about the crit, but he's got 618 accuracy. So to be honest, it's probably going to be difficult to improve him. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. I mean, if we change this crit damage to an attack percentage, do we have enough dust? It's possible if this becomes attack percentage. He's instantly better. It does not. Our last dusting of the night. Crit rate. That's not what we were looking for. Unfortunate. So attack, attack, attack. I mean, that's a pretty good piece for him. It's got accuracy and a triple attack roll. Probably not going to get any better. This has attack percentage with accuracy. Now, I could change it out for an accuracy banner if it had insane speed and it got some attack percentage as well. We might as well take a look. Let's see, we'll take a look at attack percentage and accuracy. And as fast as we can possibly go. Perception. Or feral is an option. Let's see what we have in feral now. Not really good enough. Not really fast enough. And no speed available to us there. How about pinpoint? I just got this, but it's no speed, no speed. Great accuracy, no speed. Speed, but let's see. That would hurt. Too many things. I don't think I can get away with this being an accuracy chess piece. I think it has to be attack percentage and hope for accuracy along the way. We want speed, we want accuracy if possible. That does not exist. Not better. Not better. I forgot to check equipped. All right. Royal Guard. That's a 5-star piece. Uh, can we get accuracy ascended? No. This would add speed and attack. We would lose accuracy a significant amount. Apparently, I need to upgrade this piece for her. Bye-bye, silver. Let's see. That would lose some accuracy. Everything else would stay the same. Slower. Yeah, that'd be a real hard piece to replace, to be honest. Just about perfect. I just need to add a little accuracy. And this piece might be replaceable. We want attack percentage gloves, speed, accuracy. We've got 2 entire gloves on the account that fit that. And you know what? This one would be better. It's faster. It's got more accuracy. We're not losing any attack. This is a better piece. And I haven't used Gaius in forever. There we go. Nishak is getting better already. How about here? Okay, apparently I do have a couple pieces of pinpoint. Now, I haven't gotten a whole lot more pinpoint gear. We'll see. So what do we want? We want speed and accuracy. It's hard to choose what's more important. They're both important. If something had attack percentage, that'd be real nice too. And let's see. That's a pretty darn good piece on a champion I'm not really using. Would add a speed. We could add some accuracy to it. I like it. Let's see. What can I add here? Okay, there we go. We would only lose 5 accuracy for the sake of 6 speed. I would take that. And nothing else comes even close. I'm just going to equip that. It's a better piece. And then we just need to look at accuracy and speed. Attack percentage on our perception gear. And let's see, we're starting with 1 accuracy and 2 speed rolls. Let's see what the fastest speed we can get. A little bit better. I prefer a 6-star piece. 1 speed minus 6 accuracy. We can improve on that. Not a big difference here. Doesn't look like we're going to be hitting any triple speed rolls or anything. But if I took away the attack percentage, then what could we get? We would lose a couple hundred. Don't really want to do that. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of improvements here. Some similar pieces. A little extra attack. We could add some speed. We'd lose a little bit of accuracy. We could get some of that back. How about now? Plus 44 attack, plus 1 speed, lose 12 accuracy. I mean, speed is kind of important. Where does that leave us? 5,800 attack, 306 speed, 615 accuracy. What I really need is to turn this into attack percentage. That would help out a lot. And then I just need to glyph them up a little bit. Ugh. Yeah, he definitely needs some good glyphs, personal CVC time. So in a week, I'll be able to get him even better. I don't remember if I checked my accessories. Maybe if this hit a bunch of accuracy. No. What do we have here? Pretty good. That's not going to get any better. Okay. Nishak is about as good as he's going to get right now. He's got 4 pieces of pinpoint. No, 5 pieces of pinpoint. 2 perception sets. 5,800 attack. 306 speed, 615 accuracy. That attack is a little bit low, but if I can get some dust and improve the gauntlets, then I'll be fine. Yeah, we would be able to add a couple hundred attack under the right conditions. We'll save that for another day. All right. So that is a good start. To my nuker list. We have been able to check out the builds for 5 of our nukers. I've got a list of 17 that I want to work on during this 4-day period. We got 3 days left. I do want to still work on. I think I still have a little bit of time that I can work on some of my Hydra champions, perhaps. This is my Hydra Nightmare team, and I definitely want to work on my Wallmaster and my Thor, and see if I can improve upon that team at all. So I think I'll work on that tonight. I'm going to take a quick break, and I'm going to work on those 2 champions, I think. Let me run a quick Fire Knight run. I'll be back in just a couple minutes. Welcome to those of you who have just joined. Let me know in the comments below. Are you working on champion rebuilds right now, or do you have something else going on in the game? And I'll be back in a couple minutes to check on you. All right. Just wait for the Sand Devil run, and I've never been particularly happy with my Sand Devil team, but I also don't run it enough to care. I only run Fire Knight, whatever. Fire Knight. I only run the dungeons when they make me. Because I get all my gear from the Forge and from Curse City and from Hydra. For the most part. I check the market every hour. See if there's an insane piece. That's not an insane piece, that's a flat stat. But I have bought some amazing pieces for way too much silver in the market. All right. So, let's start with Thor. Thor has a malefic talon on him. Can we improve that at all? Maybe. No. Whew. This would be decent if I had him built with accuracy. No. No, 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 no. Eh. I think that's good enough for now. I'd really like to make him 6-star. That would be nice. Okay, let's see what we can get out of this guy. Now, first I want to do is check to see if we happen to have really good, like, merciless gear for some reason. Probably not. Kind of a junky ring. We got crit damage there. And that's not going to be really good enough. This could be interesting, though. What do we currently have? If I can get crit damage, please. One more chance. Last chance. Last purple dust of the night. There we go. Okay. This will add 10% attack. That would get us quite a bit. There goes more silver. Okay, so when we add this merciless piece, we'll get an extra 160 attack. We will lose a little bit of accuracy, but I don't really have him built for accuracy. He'll get some more HP, lose some defense, not a big deal. We don't care about the resistance. That's not bad. It would be nice if we were to add a second piece of merciless. You know what? If we replaced the cruel pieces with merciless, that might work out for us. We'll have to check into that, see if that becomes an option, because we could add some crit damage and speed. Could be nice. We could check to see if we have 4 pieces, 5 pieces, 6 pieces of merciless. It's possible. But I don't have the best merciless gear in the world, if we're being quite honest. Let's start up top this time. See what kind of merciless gear we have. Let's look for a speed, crit rate, crit damage. Let's start there. What kind of crit rate do we need up top? Pretty good amount. And let's go down to merciless. Check our equipped. See what we can find. We would lose some speed here. Would get a lot of crit rate and crit damage. Definitely an option. That is a lot of attack percentage right there. We would sacrifice quite a bit of speed. Maybe we could make up for it somewhere. Not insanely good. Let's see our faster pieces. I don't really want to steal from Sun Wukong. I probably should have built him next, but we didn't. We lose a lot of crit rate there, a lot of crit rate there, a lot of speed there. Ooh. It's real easy to lose the crit rate. All right, let's do this one piece at a time. I'm getting a little bit lost here. All right. We'd lose some speed. How fast is he right now? He's 252 speed. That's not bad for a Hydra champion. I mean, his stats are better with the Hydra bonuses, of course. Let's see. We don't really want to sacrifice crit rate. But if we can keep the crit rate close, keep and get extra crit damage, maybe some more speed somewhere. We got to keep the speed close here too. If possible. Let's see. That's not terrible. If we do that. I don't love these options. I just want to see how it would play out if I did this. If we put in these 2 pieces, it would be 15 slower. with some enchanting possibilities. And we would gain 37 crit damage. That's interesting. Oh, we could add some speed. Oh, that's not bad. Okay, we would only lose 8 speed and get 33 crit damage. I kind of like that. Kind of think that would be worth it. And if I could throw on one more piece, that would be nice. That might have to be saved for another day. We would lose a little bit of attack, but we would gain so much crit damage. Let's see what happens if we ascend it. No. I kind of like it. I want to see what kind of lethal gear we have. See where we can improve. Not a lot of options on the table. Not great. Not really going to help us. See, that would lose 10 speed. I don't really want to lose any more speed. Not really. All right. We'll probably leave that piece alone. All right. How about what kind of crit damage gloves are we looking at? As if we haven't looked at this all night. Okay, can we improve our attack or our speed? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This would give us that 10 speed back. We'd only lose 1 crit rate that we don't need. And we get two whole attack points. So we've got to try that on at least. Let's see. That's not bad. So right now we would lose about 190 attack, gain 2 speed, and we gain 33 crit damage. I think that's currently worth it. All right, let's check attack percent on the chest piece. Not a lot of options. That's about the same. That's slower. That's slower. Okay. Think we're pretty much set there. You know what? We don't need crit rate here, though, do we? So let's look for the highest attack available to us. This would add crit rate, crit damage. It would be slow though. We definitely want some speed. Let's see. That lowers things. Not great. Okay, we don't really have any options there to help us out. And lastly, we are looking for probably speed boots with attack percentage would be nice. I don't really want to steal from Newt. Lose too much crit rate. All right. I think that this is the best we're going to get for Thor. We would lose a little bit of attack, but our crit damage would jump up. So we're going to take that and see if I can enchant anything. Now, what happens if we throw the random merciless piece here? We would lose a lot of attack. We would definitely lose a lot of attack for the sake of that. Not really good enough. This is too good of a piece. This is too good of a piece. So probably what we need to do, we need a better relic. We need to get that 6th star. And hopefully Thor is better with more crit damage. Even if he lost a little bit of attack. Maybe what we can do is improve our area bonuses for attack, because I've been kind of putting that off. I've been adding bonuses elsewhere on the account. But for Hydra, Thor would be 274 speed, 6,700 attack, 395 crit damage. That's pretty good. The accuracy is only 309, but with Marius on the team, his accuracy would go up when he does need to use his A1, or excuse me, his A3, but I don't really need him for the decreased speed, so I'm not really worried about his accuracy. Yeah, I'm liking that crit damage. That crit damage is pretty good. I wish the attack was a little bit higher, but it's hard to get everything that you want. The number one thing that would improve this right now is if I could get a good attack ring in Merciless. But that's really RNG heavy. Maybe someday. So that leaves us tonight with, who are we going to do? Wall Master. I'm going to do Wall Master, and then I'm going to head out. See if I can improve Wall Master. Is he out here somewhere? There you are, to the collection. Now, Wall Master, I just purchased his second star today. He doesn't have a relic. Let's add a relic. Let's see. Now he is attack based, and he does need accuracy. So if we get a relic with attack and accuracy, that would be real nice. Let's see here. See if there's any. What does this do? No. No, thank you. HP and accuracy. Not really what I want. This might be okay, because I was thinking of trying out Duchess on this team instead of Mariska. So that is a possibility. Actually, this one would be pretty good. This one doesn't need the same conditions. Who do I currently have it on? Yeah. I'm just gonna put this one on, upgrade it. And we'll use this. And let's look for some gemstones. 8% chance to reset a skill's cooldown if it kills an enemy. No, I don't know if that would work on Hydra. I don't know if decapitation counts the same as killing. I kind of doubt it. Crit damage increases by 3% for each debuff they are under. I don't love him being under debuffs. Possibility. Ignore 3% if the target is under 2. Oh, that's pretty good. That could work for sure. No, that we don't want that. I'm thinking this one is pretty good. And then circles. Not bombs. Not dungeons. No. Really? Turn meter, maybe. We'll throw that on. Okay. So we just added 204 attack and 16 accuracy, basically for free. What else can we do? Now we have him in reflex and 3 pieces of merciless. I forgot about this. I need to add more merciless to this guy. And maybe just get rid of the reflex if I have to. Because I'd rather just roll with the merciless, and then I could add something else in instead of the reflex. I could just throw in like cruel or fatal or something. But let's see if we happen to get any new merciless gear for the accessories here. Merciless. Let's check equipped. Okay. Well, right off the bat, I could steal from her, no problem. Oh, wait, the ring is what we already have. We're not worried about the ring. This would lose 9 crit damage. But what would we get for it? We'd get the 30% chance to decrease a random skill's cooldown. We would add speed here. We would lose so much accuracy. He has an accuracy piece on? I guess that makes sense. So what do we do? I don't really want to lose that crit damage or that sweet accuracy. I think we just lose the reflex gear. Even though this reflex set is decent, it's probably not so insane that I can't replace it. I'd rather have the Merciless plus something. I might even be able to get 5 or 6 pieces of Merciless. Let's find out. Guess that's what we're here for, is we're going to try. All right, first of all, fitting room and equipped. Merciless. Quite a number of speed boots. We definitely need some crit rate. All right, that's defense percent. Not great. Not great. Don't love those options. All right. We'll worry about the speed boots later. Speed, crit rate, crit damage. What do we need the most? Guess we'll find out. Let's just see if we can get some like insane crit damage piece or something to work. It's fine. A little slow. That's decent. Seems like we have some fine pieces. I don't know if anything is standing out as like insane here. Pretty good. We might be able to get 6-piece Merciless out of this, actually. Let's just try. Let's just see what happens when we throw on pretty good pieces. All right, that would slow us down to 227, 97 crit rate, crit damage up to 321, accuracy stays the same. So let's just tinker with this. This would be faster, more crit rate, sure. We're not worried that much about Supreme Elhane. She can be re-geared. Let's see. That's worse. Worse. We do need that extra 2 crit rate. We can consider that, but that would be worse for speed. Okay, we just need an extra 2% crit rate somewhere. Well, there's that, but no. Maybe that is the best. All right. So with this, instead of having the reflex set with 3 pieces of Merciless, we would have about the same attack. We'd be a little bit slower, more crit damage, and we'd have 6 pieces of Merciless, which means we would ignore 35% defense. That alone makes it better. Just that alone. So now we got 6 pieces. Now all we need to do is consider finding a better boot. That's going to be difficult because we have the perfect crit rate right now. That's got speed with speed, attack, crit damage. That's going to be almost impossible to beat, to be honest. Is it possible? Sure. That's going to be real difficult. So we want speed, priority speed. We need crit rate, crit damage, and attack percentage. Most of that stuff is already on somebody. We would definitely want a 6-star. Is anything on my entire account going to be better? We'll find out. We'll look at every single little piece, and I highly doubt it. Now that's interesting. This feral piece, it would take away 6% crit damage, but it would add 59 accuracy and 73 attack. And then we could go back up and see if we can find some extra crit damage somewhere. So what we're going to do is back to the fitting room. We're going to try that on. We're going to go back up top. And we're going to be looking for more crit damage and attack and speed from our Merciless. Can we improve? So we can afford to lose 8 crit rate. And then we want to improve either our crit damage or our attack percentage or our speed. Let's find out. Let's see. +6 speed, but we would lose crit damage. +10 speed. Let's see if we can. Okay, I see what I'm doing here. That's instantly better. Don't know if it's what we want, but it's better. All right, I think that's gonna do it. Let's ascend something, see if we get some extra attack somewhere. Not there. You know what? We can add some speed. I'll save the big speed rolls for CBC. Okay, we're getting our speed back easily. I said easily. There we go. Okay, I was able to add speed to all these pieces. Suddenly, we haven't lost our speed. I'll try that attack at CBC. We can add some speed there, possibly. Pretty good, pretty good. Forgot to ascend these. Nope. No, okay. So, after all that, we now have 6 pieces of Merciless with, let's see, let's bring in our Hydra bonuses. 6,400 attack, 267 speed, 348 crit damage, and 423 accuracy. We'll definitely be landing those debuffs now. And ignore defense of 20%. Plus, we'll be ignoring 35% defense, which means we will be ignoring 55% of the Hydra's defense. Not too bad. There we go. There we go. I think we have made some significant improvements to the account. And we have now checked out, I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the champions on my list of 17 that I want to improve upon this weekend. So, serious upgrades. Like, not for everything. Not everything was upgraded. Marius is pretty much impossible to upgrade. I would say Carnage and White King, minor upgrades. But some of these other upgrades were pretty good. I'm real happy that Wallmaster should be putting up better numbers this time around. I think Thor having 395 crit damage is actually kind of insane. The attack 6,700. Can I... How much is this going to cost? Whoa. I need to do some live arena. I kind of took off from doing live arena this month, other than the daily quests. Basically because I was out of town the first week of the month, so I knew I wasn't going to keep up with all this live arena stuff. So the season was kind of a wash. I didn't do that much for the season. Maybe next season. Last season I did pretty well. Last season I think I got pretty far. I know I at least got the gold chances. I don't think I got all the way to that. I did pretty well though. Live Arena, I actually like Live Arena. I don't like the times. Like the times that are available to fight are kind of the worst times for me sometimes. How's our siege doing? I think we're going to win. Not guaranteed. It would be nice if... we don't have enough attacks to really take that down. But if we got one attack in, I could get some rebattles in. This was a tough siege. They took down our stronghold. We took down their stronghold. We just did it a little bit faster. We took down more posts. They still have 6 hours to try to make a comeback, but I think the odds are in our favor. I want to make sure I didn't steal any gear from anybody important. I would hate to go into an arena battle without gear on. Tholen, we're going to rebuild probably tomorrow. So I'm not worried about Tholen. Mountain King we can rebuild, no big deal. I'm not worried about Dracomorph. Okay, not so bad. Am I forgetting to do anything? I think we have... When's the arena tournament starting? Is that Thursday or Friday? That's Friday. Okay. So we got tomorrow to work on any more arena champions that I would like to use. Okay, good. So my plan is I want to check out my Nightmare team. But I think I want to see if replacing Marishka with Duchess would improve the team or make it worse. I would have to test it out. I need to make sure that my Estrid is fully built. I kind of messed around with some speed stuff on my champions. I better check that before I forget. Okay, she's fine now. And then I need to also build a second Duchess. Okay, I think that's it for tonight. I actually went longer tonight. Usually go about 2 hours, and I went almost 3 hours. Pretty cool. Thanks for hanging out. I will try to be back tomorrow night to do some more live builds, and we'll see how that goes. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like on your way out. Help promote the video. And I do plan on doing some videos, hopefully over the weekend, showcasing the new builds, showing people how to build certain champions, or at least give some options. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now would be the perfect time to subscribe to the channel, and I will be back with more Raid Shadow Legends content.